Don't get me wrong.
You said it 3 times. And then all of a sudden, you let the traffic come through, and I'm trying to put out bike rack while dodging cars at the same time. Don't. You think I'm gonna take it off now?
I don't expect you to put yourself in danger.
Oh yeah, well then we got cars coming in from all 4 intersections while I'm in the middle of it.
Close that.
Oh really?
Yes.
You put out a press statement yesterday. The city did, saying that this entire block was closed on Apple Maps. You know what it shows? It shows this entire intersection closed. Look it up. You think I'm gonna remove the barricades now?
Yep.
Yeah, you're out of your fucking mind. Don't ever pull that shit on me again. The entire police force was confused. Yeah, go ahead and call your chief, please. Get up right here. Oh, what's that on Twitter? The city of Allentown is advising residents and visitors to prepare for traffic and... Oh, it's on Twitter. Thought you were on Twitter. The event will be hosted at the PPL Center on Tuesday, October 29th, and is set to start at 7 p.m. The city has announced street closures in the downtown area. 7th Street from Linden to Walnut and Hamilton Street from 6th to 8th Street will be closed starting at 5 p.m. on Monday.
Your time has come. There's no way out of this one.
I mean, there's no way out when that mayor says the voting access concerns sparked clash with Trump campaign employee.
That was what we released at 4.
Oh, okay. Really? You're gonna pull that shit on me? Yep. Really?
Shit, man.
You want to? Let's walk it. Let's walk it. Let's see how closed off this is. You're telling me we're not blocking off the voting booth, man? What are you talking about? This is ridiculous. He's just trying. He's scared that we're gonna vote for Donald Trump on November 5th. That's what he's scared about. Oh yeah, you would? Oh, you would? Really? That's very interesting.
Here, man. Like,
Who are you talking about? Who are you?
I'm talking about people who expect to be able to drive.
Oh, so like the city would have to announce that it would be closed. So this intersection would be closed. Oh, I need to tone it down. How about you stop lying? How about you stop lying? How about you don't order your police force to do something that would prevent us from processing people to get into the event?
Excuse me, is that the guy who put my man in jeopardy?
Yeah, this is the man right here.
Down traffic.
Yeah, he's trying to open up the barricades again. That's uncalled for. How many times do I have to show you?
Being very professional. My man's life was put at stake to see.
Where?
Whose call was it to open up traffic again?
It was his call.
We opened traffic. We're not going to put you in danger.
How did you
how?
know? Do you see
when
this?
we staged-
This didn't land here by itself.
This is not. I've not seen this.
Oh, really? Because you rode on a bike around
Okay.
7 times around our event and then you left.
Gotcha. Do our job is impossible.
Well, so also it's going to be impossible for people to drive an actual.
Who's telling you to do this,
I've been
dude?
here since 5.
Who
I've
is
been
telling
here
you to
since
do
9
this?
morning.
I've been here since 2004.
Listen.
Oh,
That's in a Kamala Harris statement. I've been here since 2004. I know what I'm doing.
First of all, I have personally prosecuted transnational criminal organizations.
And then he made the post, one more day to vote. My biggest concern with yesterday Trump's event were that we would protect everyone's access to the ballot request and drop off by opening the roads where the people were supposed to go stand and vote. Okay. Working with the event's organizer, we were able to do the best we could, so I'm glad to see 1 day extension. We're doing a great job. We need to extend the day.
I've been here since 2004.
Listen.
Men are leaving the Democratic Party in droves. So it wasn't long until everyone's favorite discourse hit Twitter again. If Kamala loses, which is very possible, there needs to be a real discussion about how Democrats speak to and reach young men. To be clear, I'm not saying we need to worry about women less or change any positions. I'm saying the polling around young men is concerning, and if it turns out to be true, we need to have a discussion about how condescending we are coming off to a huge part of the electorate. To be clear, I'm not saying we have to change anything, I'm just wondering why men aren't voting for us. What?
Release the Kraken! You've released a sea full of Kraken!
I am gonna regret posting this so hard. And oh boy did he! I must admit, I cringed reading most of this. I feel that one thing you didn't address is the systemic entitlement bestowed upon white men in the US. That sense of entitlement, that privilege they felt for eternity, is eroding.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, being young is an eternity. You're the problem.
So, young men are snowflakes with hurt fifis because they're not the center of attention anymore. Got it.
I just find it weird that you tell men that I don't want to listen to you and you send them away, but when they're away, you're like, I'm afraid they're not listening to me, so that's an issue too.
Just need to get off their asses, stop playing video games, and get real job.
And many of them are coming from colleges with gender studies. What job? Shut up, boomer. And I'm not a boomerist because I think I'm a boomer, but maybe the fact that I don't know if I'm a boomer maybe I'm not a boomer.
Tell them to get therapy. Tell them whatever you told or gave to women in the 1950s. They made this bed, let them sleep alone in it. Or be f***ing better men.
Children where? Women where? Palestine where? War where? Animals where? Cat anything where? Men die.
And I feel you really betrayed.
I'm like, what the heck is this? Why whenever I talk about them, the conversation is about how a woman is feeling and I'm talking bad about them?
Dear black men, every time a presidential election rolls around, they're telling you that this is the most consequential election in generations. This time for us, it may actually be true. When was the last time America asked black men what we wanted? And I know what it's like to not be asked what you want. I'm married to a black woman. But I promise you, it's not a trick question. Tonight, we're going to explore the issues that matter to us.
She locked up a whole bunch of black men. Well, that's already been debunked. So what is it? Or she's not black. So what is it? What is it that's really, just speak on it.
It has been debunked that she didn't lock up people. It has been debunked that she's not black. Interesting summit.
About the way some black men see the LGBT other kind of ism, without talking about the way some black men see the LGBTQ plus community. They see it as getting more attention than some of the concerns of black men. I mean, that is something you hear constantly. So, Ben, what do you think? I mean, it's not like I'm, speaking out of school.
Everything has to be taken in context. When you think about civil rights, we must remember that if they can discriminate against them, then it makes it easier to discriminate against us.
We got black queer folks in our community.
I find that analogy interesting. Not only did you group them together, you had men and a specific group that usually is used to talk down on people in this group, the main group, but now you say if we don't include them, it's going to be worse for this group. It actually feels the other way around, but you just reverse uno that. How can you say if we don't protect trans people, it's going to be worse for black people, but when we disagree with BLM activists, their trump card is you don't care about trans people? So I'm like, who is more powerful?
As a nation, we've never had a female leader, never. Right. So there is an unspoken idea that a lot of people have, whether they say it out loud or not. So what was your impression?
Look, I love President Obama. And I think we got to be honest in our own community about the reality of sexism and the role that patriarchy plays in our own community. Sure. I go to churches a lot, and there are people who will greet me and not greet my fiance, who's standing right next to me. So there's a real conversation we need to have about what is going on inside of our communities and what we can do to make sure that we unlearn some of the behaviors that are really negative, and that are really harmful. What is also really important is that we do understand the facts. An overwhelming majority of black men are voting for Vice President Kamala Harris to be President of the United States. 80% of us.
First of all, if 80% of the black men were voting for you, you would not do this show. 100%. The dislike button on this video already shows me you're not getting all the men. The original video, as you can see from here, was 1 hour and 34 minutes and 40 seconds. But some men might have said something wrong, because now the video is 1 hour and 7 minutes. My point being, maybe the original video might have some men that makes a lot of sense, but you were like, nah, they're not talking about the issue that we enjoy. And maybe it supported all the dislikes, so I don't think you really talk about men.
It's treason, then.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's just a glitch. They're just going to reinstall the Windows. The issue will be solved. Stop panicking.
Wow. This is my motherfucking right here. Wow. Why is it defending you? Oh, I ain't been shut the hell up and let me vote.
Okay, we ain't got nothing else to say. We ain't got nothing else to say.
Wow.
Next thing, there it is right there.
Wow. Oh, wow. God. Oh. Wow. 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 I'm not going to help with him. I may want to help with him.
Wait, you see his wife. You already think he's going to vote Trump. Why can he not wear it? It makes no sense. That's like I'm saying you're black, you're going to vote Democrat. Why the heck are you in control of the freaking polling station? I'm like, people, this is so wild.
Hey, that's assault.
How can you be so offended on how he dresses? And it's like, okay, I'll throw it away. Can I just vote? And you make an issue. He points a finger in your face and that gives you reason to just slap? You just slapped him. Don't do that.
Are in crisis, actually, in this country. I think that plays out different ways. And not all men are in crisis, of course. And not all men are just at home listening to Joe Rogan, being angry or being recruited to fascism. Some just need therapy, like we all do. I go to therapy, that's great. But I think we need to have a real conversation about that rather than allowing this kind of drift toward this faux masculinity that we see Donald Trump evincing.
I thought we had so much more mental health awareness now. The well-being industry is booming. This is the era of emotions and self-care. Aren't we all opening up about how we feel, going to therapy and working on ourselves? Well, yes, but that may be part of the problem. 70 to 80% of psychologists and therapists are also women. Given that 1 in 3 women will take antidepressants in their lifetime, how many of these female therapists are also depressed and anxious? So we likely have many depressed women seeking treatment from depressed women therapists, and surprisingly, women's mental health is getting worse.
We're not going to talk about how it might affect men? Do you want me to do a reaction video on this? Show me with a like.
Don't get me wrong, makosa kita bong. Put the fire na mi blonde, kush hash, purple skunk, criollo, colombici, jam jam, durloketa, berdetta, welcome.